Gonna be waiting until I got feedback on my studio. Just need to check something now first. Alright. So here's my inefficient diamond factory. I'm gonna be doing a little tour first before I start building the thing I want to build today. So, oh, it broke again. That's the thing I definitely need to figure out for some reason. This keeps breaking. Not in the way that it's not doing it in an efficient way. Like it should, but there we go. Like these rods keep breaking randomly, and I'm not sure why. I think maybe. No, it's all. I don't even get the option to change this, so it would be silly to say that the reason is that it's, you know, having directional issues because I can't change the direction, so, you know, whatever. Anyways, this is my super messy steam engine that powers this generator. So that I have, because it's unreliable, I'm using this so I can have a buffer that's reliable by powering all of these motors. That's what powers all the other stuff I've got. Including, of course, this. I'm currently mostly on campfire energy, but I do have a nuclear reactor, I just don't have the setup ready yet to completely automate nuclear fuel generation, which is what I would like to do before I do have this, but you know, I'm not using it a lot because I would need to make a lot of nuclear fuel, and the automation of that I have not yet built. Anyways, let me think. I think the let's take a look. So right, there's this shelf. It's a mountain or a pit. Pit, it looks like. Yep. It's about between 40 and 50. I've got I could maybe place my stuff. What I want to do is I want to build a glass dome. That's what I've got planned for now. And I figure that's a good jumping on point for a stream. So let's take a look. Gonna need a lot of glass for that. So let's get some sand. Okay. First, I'm gonna do something with this. I'm gonna grab these and these. I do have to, yes, okay. So I'm gonna dig an access tunnel to the ocean over here through my tree farms. Just gonna okay. Looks like I can access that from over here safely-ish. I know we're gonna dig down a little, just for when it's not safe anymore. Don't need that anymore. Do I have pumpkin nest? I got them. Okay. The gimmick of this playthrough, this entire mod pack, is water. Basically, it flows more naturally. Not good, but better than vanilla Minecraft. Let me turn this off. So I wanna go kind of a little deep here and build a glass dome. Look at that. Okay. Something you gotta watch out for in this. could build it in front of that. I'm not sure how far the range of these is though, so yeah, about here. Let's say about here. I don't know if our windmills work underwater. Guess I'll find out. Yep, okay. So, okay. Now, mills will get filtered for this. And I'm gonna add some barrels. Do I have barrels? Doesn't look like it. For these, they are prone to deleting items though, so I'm definitely gonna have to make sure that I use up all of them before I disassemble. Like before I shut down the rotation. It's not fine. Let's just do one stack for now. Just as a test. Meaning? Nope. The fuck is that noise then? That seems to be working well. I'm gonna let it spin once. Yep. Thing is, I've got subtitles. Whatever is that, it's just not making any sounds. One more stack. And I can... Another one. Okay. Now, that's just to get a circumference I can work with. And I want to actually have that beast destroyed at least once, so we can drill the entire area. Do I have a drill with me? No, I think I've got them in the front area. I've done a little experiment there. Let me grab those then. That looks like the spot. Yep. Can you believe I tried doing all this stuff I'm doing with just this one for a while? That didn't work out. I thought I had a lot, but that's just been a backlog that's slowly been draining, and I almost had a panic attack. Let's see. Don't have drills in here. Do I have... Oh, I do have some drills here, yeah. But the rest of them, here's my nether portal, it didn't quite work out. This is what used to be my main base. And here's my little series of water canals trying to drain the flooding water slowly. By default, this mod doesn't have any option for slowly flooding the world, so what I've done is I've up there, I've got a tiny little cobblestone and command block contraption that's constantly pumping out water. Just in a small area, because anymore it would start lagging a little too much. Considering what else it is doing all this time, I'm thinking that's probably because of command block inefficiencies. Yeah, here's what I've done with that contraption. I've basically drilled little tubes to maybe experiment with later. I think the seed is just uppercase A, by the way. It gives me something familiar to fall back on if I just use A, B, C and stuff like that as seeds. Instead of doing something silly each time and having to remember that if I want to ever revisit a seed, I just say, today I'm feeling A. I've actually started getting sick of A. I may try C next time. I don't think I've tried C at any point. Oh yes, I did have it is Toughest Nails. I did install it, but it's starting to really, like, I'm starting to get heat stroke or freeze to death in the tiniest changes, and it's kind of getting annoying. Like, it's not like I don't appreciate a challenge, but I like even more being able to prepare for that kind of challenge, and the Toughest Nails doesn't really seem to have that in mind. Seems to really be aiming for that 100 race serious kind of thing. A lesser man would call it slop, but I do think it has a place in the world. It's just becoming increasingly apparent that it's not here. Stupid with me. I think I can handle this kind of interior area by myself. That's gonna be the first one. I should definitely get barrels that actually keep the items around. Don't have any here. So, first things first. Getting rid of this so I'm not tempted. No. That one's got me targeted. Fortunately, that's just a bad dream. Absolutely nothing happened. And, oh, that's quite visible. Okay. Oh, truck. Doesn't seem to be following me. Unrelated. Okay, let's go. Gonna make it do 2 circles. I'm also gonna increase the amount of fails right now. Because I'm not waiting for that. Got a test map on which I've started running a max power nuclear generator, performing, doing steam and power. and it's basically created a large dip in even an ocean. So I think I would need like a bunch more command blocks to fill up that flow and be an actual problem afterwards. Run. Uh-oh. Schmuck. Oh. What broke? Oh, one of my... Yeah. Oh, what a beautiful day. Wow. Let's go for climbing on the tower. I've installed Distant Horizons. Mostly just for scouting. Thinking about making an elevator. This tower I've made for, you know, because of Distant Horizons, so I can look at the distance and see what's going on. I'm gonna say, not much. That seems interesting. What's going on there? It's probably something underground. Some cave or something. It's opened. Or has been open. Around this area. And the water has been flowing into that. There's my contraption. In theory, slowly, that's gonna flood the whole world, you know, up to that point, of course. If you were to place it a little higher, it's gonna cause problems, like lag and all that. But right now, it's pretty alright. I am thinking about maybe placing it on the tower in a way that's gonna allow it to mostly be lagless. Like if it's got a lot of space below it where it can flow into, I've noticed that seems to be causing a lot of lag. In the previous attempt, I've also had rain the whole time, but that just drove me insane. So I stopped doing that. But yeah, whenever I'm feeling like I can maybe my computer can handle a little bit more, I go up here and go into creative mode and change the command. It'll be a little bit faster now. Well, ideally a double the speed, but it's gonna be having a little bit of loss when already existing water is gonna be replaced. So I've got a bone to pick with you. And I need a better weapon or better armor if I want to fight against that kind of thing. Almost forgot about that. Not very small. What I'm gonna do, when this is finished, is I'm gonna do that circle again. And I'm gonna turn the windmill block to its side and do one like that, which I am then gonna be placing the deployers on. And those will then place the glass. Then I will think about how and where I'm gonna move the water that's inside the globe. Globe? What's the term for? What's the term for that again? Dome. Dome. As for the little bit of gravel that's gonna be remaining in here, I think it's not gonna be, but if it does, I'm just gonna be able to remove it like this, because I'm gonna be able to clearly see, you know, where it doesn't belong. A while ago, I did a similar thing to this. I think I used a different water mod for that one, and I discovered in that one that steam engines are actually a really good way of removing water. Because if you've got a bunch of them running at full speed, even if you don't use the power, they are still going to be using water. And that's just not gonna, it's not gonna be automatically raining back down. So I did a little test to make it a huge area in the middle of an ocean, around which were a bunch of similar devices as to what I've got on the mountain over there. And inside the area were like 4 to 5 steam engines at full power. And those completely prevented water flowing in, and I had the gates open. I didn't have it enclosed. The space was open and ready to receive all the flooding, and it just didn't. For a while now, there's this news aggregate thing. What is it called? Factomy? Or is that the one that's attempting to show you who's left and who's right. Do you have to give me that one? No, ground news. That's it. And I really dislike that service, not because I think it's like a scam or something. It's completely irrelevant. What I'm thinking is, even if it's perfectly within what it's saying, like what it's saying it does, even if that's the case, it still builds up this, in my opinion, false battle between left and right that's relying on the idea of a perfect, clear-cut line between left and right that must not ever be crossed in any way whatsoever. Not now, not in the past, not in the future. And I personally believe that the political compass is at best not doing what it's supposed to, and at worst doing exactly what it's supposed to. Which is, you know, what it's doing is it's dividing people along lines where they really could be able to find compromises. It's dividing them in ways that's going to prevent any and all compromises. And compromises are really, really important in my opinion. All the best decisions happen when people just come to a middle ground. And yeah, stuff like ground news is just gonna, if it works, and if it doesn't work, either way, it's just gonna get people to point at a place and say, oh, look, they are on that side, so they are incorrect in all the things. And it's not really long-term sustainable for humanity to act like that all the time. Like, if that's how things work, we would have figured this war thing out a while ago. Because the correct people would have won, because obviously if they are correct, and they're correct for the right reason, they would have all won. And I don't see world peace. And I don't see us moving towards world peace at the current... I'm not saying because of current events, I'm saying because of the continuing events of the past continuing into the present. I don't see the future being much different in the greater scheme of things. That's that noise. Interesting. You know, I should really go up now. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go up to this. Hold on, let's save all that stuff in my main inventory so I don't accidentally delete it. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take it on this side. Oh no, that's how I did it, okay. What do I have in terms of clocks? Some contact. Okay. Think. It's gonna be difficult. Get running. Disable that for now. That'll work. Because what I think is happening is that the lag is caused by this being constantly activated. A little bit. Okay, so now that should work. So it's gonna activate it occasionally instead of having it constantly be activated. This way I can probably make it activate a little bit for a bigger area. That's more like it. That's the flood I want to have. Okay. That's just gonna be slowly flooding. What I really want is a mod that whoops. Okay, the lag may not be defeated. What I really want is a mod that when it rains, slowly has the water also fill up. But what I found, what it does is, when it rains, there's randomly a block next to you. Like where you are. Based on your location. Ignoring any ceiling. So, whatever's above you doesn't matter. Blocks next to you of water. It does transform into the proper type of finite fluid block, like, you know, the ones that I'm in right now. But it is not the correct placement, because that's not how anything is supposed to work in that regard. Right. Okay. Okay, maybe I need to reduce the amount of water that's being placed. It is still lagging quite a bit. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's gonna need to be changed again. It's a little bit too big at the moment still. Good for time lapses if I want to do this, but not gonna fly here. Not when my air is ticking down without a problem, but the blocks I'm breaking aren't. Oh, it is not ticking out without a problem. That is also rolling back. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go up there and change the amount of water it's placing. Yeah, look at that. That's water flooding I want. It's just a shame it's coming at the expense of everything else. But let's take a look at the all the stuff here. Yeah, oof. Oof. Look at that. Even finally filled up this. Amazing. Any leak in here? Nope. See, I left the tower open on there, so I have a catastrophe later to complain about. These are completely airtight, unfortunately. I built them to keep sheep out, but they also keep the water out. This line is, by the way, what feeds my steam engine. Explain this. And it's not the direction arrow. Once I've got it all connected, I can't even change that in any way. So that's somehow responsible. Tough shit. fix the mod. That's broken, what's broken, not my design in that case. But, let's see. What ability? Halfway. Halfway drain. That's great. That's great. That's great. Love this. Ready for some more. Another incident like that, and I'm honestly just gonna go over to using windmills. Just continue on this corridor. And oh no, okay, all good. And just use that instead. Yeah, goody. Okay. I think it's time to maybe get rid of the corridor builder. Already moved all of. But I definitely want to build this corridor onwards. I want to continue, you know, I've got this whole going up into the air about. I want to fill that completely, and at some point just start building a normal American style mall. Just for the whites. Having one of those in the underground. You know what I mean. Let's see. Gonna be not even close to enough. So I'm gonna leave it here for now. Yeah. Eat. 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 Okay. So I should have definitely turned around a few times and gotten rid of all of the residue gravel. Ooh, wait, this is a thing. This is a thing. I never noticed this. Definitely should come back to that. And this has not gone around again. Huh. Do I have the 3 minutes to wait around for that? Maybe not. I'm just gonna... Riveting! Let's put some waypoints. Ah, okay, okay. Thanks to Jill still doing that, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. How is it slower? Okay. There we go. A friend. This at least seems to be somewhat improved. There should be a mod that detects these kind of lag spikes and starts playing just the burning memory. They get really bad. Like for one, you can swear you already mined that block, but it's still there somehow. And just here. Fortunately, all of those were arranged completely incorrectly, so I get to do this. This is definitely going to be a candidate for another waypoint. Okay. That'll do. Water displacement. Here should be even more intense in parts because, like in this spot, it's gonna be a displacing while seeking the nearest exit from that situation, you know, with the roof. Interesting. So here's the funny part. I'm gonna need a lot more deployers to properly do this than I currently have. First, I'm just gonna need one. First, I'm gonna need to solve my oxygen problem. Yeah. I've been looking, by the way, just for this kind of stream, I've been looking for a mod which adds some kind of horror creature, which doesn't completely fuck up the world and constantly kill you. I was not successful. In fact, I failed miserably. Just about all of them grief the world, and I wouldn't rely on mob griefing as a game rule for solving that. And slash or kill you all the time, fuck you, go die. That's rough. Is it not loaded? Ta-da! Yeah, I think I'm gonna steal them from you. I'm gonna be keeping the general chassis around. Like, I'm gonna need at least 20. See, I wanna do that. I wanna kind of circle around. I want to make a dome without doing 20 dis and reassemblies, during which I can make mistakes, which will accumulate over time as I try to rush through the process because I've had to do it 20 times. So instead, I'm gonna get 20 deployers and do it like 2 or 3 times. I'm also gonna need water. Well, that didn't do shit. Let's just leave. How long can it take? Been a while since I had a good ocean creature. So, first step. Getting this. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna go for dirt. Looks like cobble is the way. Yep, that should be right. And that just needs to make a half circle. And I can place deploys facing this. To make the dome. Yeah, I'm gonna do something slightly different. First, do I have any of the glass with me? Nope. This looked like a clock for a minute. Slavic expression of unknown emotion, commonly expressed at loud volumes. Hoppa! I have no idea what that means. It honestly just sounds like a kind of sound like someone would like whoa, or hold it, or you know, that kind of thing. Like, maybe it's a word, maybe it's just a sound people make. Maybe I should look it up before saying it loudly. Now that I'm thinking about it. It's after all, current year, not 2005. Who knows? Could have just said something horrible. I don't know. I am not the encyclopedia of horrible things to say. I'm glad I'm not. But I do need to keep that in mind. Whoops. Two paths in front of me. Carrying all the resources back? Impossible. Not gonna do it. Nope. Not gonna do it. No. Or, whoops. Just filtering the correct one I want to be placed. Once it's gonna do its circles, once it's done the circle, I'm gonna remove the section of cobblestone and replace it manually, I think. Or let it circle one more time. Now, is it terrible? Is it unacceptable? It's terrible. Oh, it's so horrible. Okay. I am definitely killing the wards before I really settle in here or do anything more than just have it be looking nice. That's not a sound I'm going to accept long term. Now, whoops. And oops. Oh, one of truth. Okay, look at that. And that's about all I made for now. Yep. Definitely gonna need a lot more. But the vision is there. That's all I really need if you have the time. And if you can eat apples. And move. What does a Threadripper do a single thread process? Nothing. You know, it's really wild when you see programmers say stuff like, no, we can't do it this way. See, if you do it this way, we will have all these little errors happening. And when you see, you know, all these big problems already happening, and you don't see a comparison between them having, you know, tried it at least, you know, once, seeing if that's maybe an acceptable compromise between perfection and terribly unperformant bullshit. And you just wonder, are these even really people? Or are they just, you know, aliens who came to think they are people? This whole diamond production, by the way, is my one and only cobblestone farm. Like, if I didn't have this, I would have to mine so much stuff, and I would already have been using so many drills and mined entire chunks down to nothing. This is the only reason I don't have to do that. And allow me to illustrate why. Let me grab some water. I want to do it. You know what? I'm gonna do a statue of it. I'm gonna do a funny. Um, mm, yeah, let's use these. You know what this is? Lava farm. A cobblestone farm. So yeah. Mm, you know, that's not happening. Let me throw this over here. So I don't have to deal with half a bucket. Just gonna be checking my temperatures here. Just saying that nothing's anything above 2K, which is about the limit I would allow it. After that, I'm gonna start putting it into heat sinks. You know, replacing some blocks. Yeah, what I need right now is more plants. Yep, more glass, more glass. Okay. Like 2 rows. That sounds about right. Yep. Needing more glass. Time to up the production rate. I don't think that it is. Oh man, clay. I think. Oh yeah, I need to do something real quick. I'm gonna be right back. Hello, I'm back. Yeah, I just realized it was getting dark, and then I realized I had my window open in the bathroom, and then I realized the reason I had the window open in the bathroom is because I was doing clothes, washing in the washing machine. And then I realized I hadn't hung that up yet, and I had to do all that. I closed the window, hang up the dishwashers, the clothes, and all of that stuff. And that's what I just did. That's the BRB. Explain. And on the way back, I got some alcohol-free thing. I don't like calling them beers because for me, beer and alcohol belong together, but it's like a pseudo kind of beer like tasting thing. It's absolutely zero alcohol in there. I'm not like joking about that. It's just, presented as if it was a beer. And to me that just feels wrong if it doesn't have any alcohol in it. And I don't even drink alcohol, that's why I bought this instead. Okay. That's one stack. Okay, you know what? Plan B. Is that still... Yeah. Go to plan B. Grabbing all of this, putting it on the infinite lava making machine thing instead. Just gonna filter it. Oh, I can filter it. Yeah, well, the server is gonna play Minecraft again now that she's, independent. And, I mean, suddenly appeared without any prior existence at all. Um, I hope I did it correctly. And if not, I hope I can count how many times I placed that hand on this build. If it all gets deleted randomly, I can cheat it all back again, because I'm not accepting that I did this incorrectly. It should just, since it's not really letting glass through, this turns into glass. As soon as it turns into glass, it should all just go through and have good glass. Oh, last one. Problem is if it's on the belt too long, it could potentially just vanish if it's overcooked. I normally use things like these. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Looking good. Weird that it's so kind of slow, yeah, but... Okay. That's the more than one stack. And I'll also check in on this. That's graphite. This is super great because this means I can just generate gravel out of trees. And trees being infinite. By the way, let me show you. So like this, it's like any coal, charcoal coal, turns into graphite powder. Then turns into graphite. Graphite. So less than 1% chance of turning into a diamond, and an 80% chance of turning into an impure diamond. Meaning it can also just completely vanish. But you know, it's coal, so whatever. Then the impure diamonds, 50% chance to turn into graphite, 90% chance to turn into gravel, and I don't think these are exclusive, so you don't know any of this. And a single piece can turn into all these things. And that's how I get a little bit of this back. Gravel, which is really cool. And nuggets of experience, which I'm turning into blocks mostly. Is there anything else? Let's see extraction later. Which turns sand into a bunch of different things. And if I was out on an SP, I just had a funny idea for a little prank I could pull. You know those windmill farms like I'm having back there with the trees? Imagine siphoning off all the power they generate that's never used for anything because, you know, why bother? If you can generate more power with the coal they produce or biofuel or whatever else you are doing. You know, siphoning all the power off and using it for my own stuff. Using some kind of remote power transfer device. You know, just skimming a little off the top, but they aren't even using. But, you know, it feels wrong to have that be used. Like, it's unused product, but it's stolen, but you know, nobody would use it otherwise. It still feels wrong, you know, that's the idea. Call it the supermarket fruit scheme. I don't want to deal with this later. This here. Or I could just put drills on this as it is now. Let's just first see how far this gets. That far. Okay. See, do I have my drills with me? I do have 5 to players. Oh no, I've got them. Okay. I'm not gonna go any further because I think these are gonna break glass anyway. It's not silk touched, and so that could be annoying when they reach edge cases. I don't even need that much time. Okay. I've been wondering what it means by calling this a stationary contraption. Since it's moving, but no, it's moving in place. It is stationed here, as opposed to something with a minecart on it. It's gonna be a moving contraption. I would guess. You know, I'm not a create, not naming scheme expert, but that's how I would guess that kind of thing would happen. Okay. I'm also gonna start moving stuff from the barrels back home. And I'm also, I think I'm gonna finally place the waystone. Like I want it to be central. There it is. But, you know, that's where this sits for now. I could. Dome. Dome and dome. Oh no, I forgot something. Dome. You know, cool stuff like that is cool. Getting this running here. I don't think I'm gonna move that down at any point. I'm just gonna leave it. Even if I don't need more. You know, once I've figured out expanding the diamond factory, quote unquote. Right. Definitely gonna need more a better way of generating heat for the diamond thing. If I want to make it, like I could go into biodiesel. Biodiesel is very efficient. Like it makes nuclear power completely obsolete in the mod that adds nuclear power. It's like, you know, these blue boys make this blue boys, but I could then also just use these instead of all of this, you know. Zero. Is it broken again? It is broken again. Recently too. Is it when I'm... Oh, it's when I'm unloading. It's when I'm unloading. Cool, cool, cool. I think I had that elsewhere. Well, like a simulation. I'm gonna honestly need to get a chunk loader. Do I have a loader here? Let me install a chunk loading mod. That's gonna be real quick. Uh, okay. Mods, download. I'm using the Prism launcher. And that just has an inbuilt mod installer. So let's see, how do I Rust chunk loader, configurable loading range, and decide what's another attaches to the library. How do I power it? Usage. It's just licensing. Use not back so generous. Does it? I don't know if it costs anything. Like if I need to have it rotating the whole time. Oh. Let's just install it for now. I'm guessing I will have to rotate it or something like that. That seems most reasonable to me. The mod I've installed now is called Create Power Loader. And I'm hoping it's not too bad of a recipe. I'm just going to be placing it next to this powered by Windows if it needs rotation. And otherwise, I'm going to use a creative. What's it called? Creative create. Because this should just work. It shouldn't be needed. The only reason it's needed is because the create mod breaks when you leave the area, and sometimes just, you know, pots of critical infrastructure. So let's first start. Load air. Let's ponder. What? Oh, okay. Okay. Rotational power. Like some of the portal doors. Chunk loader to life. Oh. Also cross rest. Okay, and this? Oh, okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna be doing this one. I don't even know where it's can't haunt obsidian. Well then. Time for an adventure. How many? Good. As long as I don't overdo it. I should, by the way, show this real quick. Oops. This little watchtower. Just this, so no, it's not. Okay. So This, in my opinion, looks really cool. Like all this, when it's, you know, when it's not flooding. But when it didn't flood, this looked really cool. And I had all these neat little systems where it was almost keeping in equilibrium with the water flow. Just about. But yeah, that's over. Ja, okay. Nicht einmal, okay. I don't know how many crying obsidian are over here. I don't remember if I left much. If not, this could be an issue. Right. Well, I'm gonna grab it anyway. Just remember the lag issues. They are gonna be annoying. One more. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Yes. Okay. Really no crashing. This no crashing. Oh, no spring on the first try. Okay. I see how it is. Oops. Gonna make a mistake here. Okay. Now. Let's take a look if I've got any. There's one. Let's go. Okay. Slight detour. I don't know if you saw that, but there was a very big nope right beneath. And so I chose not to take part in that. Flying fish, that's amazing. What? Oh, some gravel found something, I think. That's what I would guess. Okay, I think it's oh dang it. I forgot about that. If I play my card correct, I can get at least a disc out of this trip. How much health do you have left? Oof. Oh dang it. Look at that. Definitely hard to miss. I'm gonna go up that hill. Oops. To look for any more landmarks, more portals. Oh, wow. That could be something. Could also be a lava pool. It's a bit close, isn't it? No, yeah, that's just a little closer again. I think I'll look for a waypoint so I can continue this trip. Interesting. I don't even know where Crying Obsidian overall spawns aside from portals like that. I know that's not normal. Cool. Oops. Oh, like a specific biome? Where's that again? Forest. Oh, doesn't say anything more than that. Go through the old thing. Pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool, yeah. Very close to shore. And skeletons. Hmm. It's kind of looking for a full desert. You know, find a waste on these. Oh, that's rough. That's super rough. I'm gonna temporarily switch this one over to be glass, so I can get a better way of doing that. Yep, it broke again. You know what? I would be a lot less opposed to cheating this in if once I've got all the materials, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spawn in a ghast and just instantly catch it. Because this is not an issue that I need to fix because it's a technical reason in the game that I need to fix it for. No, this is me fixing a glitch using a mod. I'm willing to pay the stress cost. I'm willing to pay some of the material cost. That's why I'm even looking for Crying Obsidian right now. But then have to go look for a ghast and get close enough to it to catch it. I'm not doing that. It's just simply not happening. Anything I can do to like stretch this somehow? It's still small. That's maybe one, but that's not gonna be looking good. Mm, mm, nah. This could stretch it by one, but like, not really. Not really what I'm looking for. It's also not it. Oh yeah, that's about it. Okay. Oh my god. I think that's just recently popped off. For no reason. Yeah, what? What? I'm gonna break. Two of these. It's gonna lower the impact. And just monitor this a little bit. That should be the lowest, like 18. I don't know. 90. 9,000. Oh, that's nice. It broke something again. I just thought something broke. Yep. If this is supposed to be some kind of actual simulated element of all this. Like, is this meant to simulate a... Oh, wait, let's try this instead. I'm gonna go with vertical ones now. I'm then gonna connect. Yes, belts. I've belts. Oop. Flex on this level. Connected from two sides. First, checking that this is... Wait. Oh no, wait. It's not irrelevant in any way. It's just... The direction doesn't matter in that. So... Now if I do this, I can control the speed at which this rotates. So this is now constant, so I can set this to a perfect ratio. And all that matters is that the stress units are not going to be impacted. The speed is going to be constant. I'm just going to go for something that's giving me a net positive on the power generation. So I'm going to put these back. What if I just go full force? Yep. Okay. How about that? That looks about like the numbers I saw earlier. Let's check over here. Yeah. So if we lower this a little bit. Seems good. That's a net positive. And if this doesn't break anymore, I am basically good. Now, yeah, I'm not looking good. But I really want this redundancies. I want this to be able to withstand one or two of these actually breaking and just, being able to repair it. Just had a terrible idea. Deployers that automatically replace any broken shaft. Powered by windmills. Oh, that would be terrible. Oh, that would be terrible. Like, it would work. Probably. It just, really shouldn't be needed. Nice. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna assume that that's fixed for now, but still keep an eye out for crying obsidian. Whoop. What? This is not Minecraft music. But still installed somehow. Here's a fun thing about that mod. It's somehow a jukebox, and you know, I think it may be a mob with a backpack. Like, I mean, no, it's actually no. I thought for a while that it may be a mob with a backpack and a disc. Because I did get a bunch of new discs, some of which, you know, could definitely be bad. Some of it. I wanted a bunch of discs, just to, you know, when I want to build a mall here. And a mall is not just gonna have Minecraft music, not even more. And so I wanted a bunch of options. I wanted to add my own, just, you know, generic royalty-free mall music. But I couldn't find a mod which does that in a reasonable way. And so I just added a bunch, and one of them decided to completely override the music system and just add its own music. And I hate it. I hate it a lot. Like, I mean, it just plays its own music randomly. And I don't want that. And I can't figure out how to get rid of it. Because I'm not even sure which one it is. I'm doing random actions. I am unguided. What did I just throw in? A moment. No. Okay, double that. Class. Whoops. Whoops. What? Okay. Just had been also free wheeling for a bit. That caused some issues apparently. Come on, come on. Come on. Back to the dome. Then I really want a horror mod to add to this that doesn't break my stuff and just annoys me with constantly killing me. Because I'm not good at combat. I like building, I just want something unsettling to be, you know, lurking and stalking me. In Minecraft. Literally in Minecraft. You know? That's so much to ask. Awkward. Whoa. We have a visitor. My phone. That way. Okay. Well, I mean, it's gonna not matter in a little bit. It's gonna be fun. Okay, now. Now. I think I'm gonna keep a hole up in the top. Make it a... B. It's gonna need to be connected. I think I'm just gonna move all this though. And instead to a straight line to the top, so I don't have to bother with all that stuff anymore. Bam. Yep. Okay. Fence. Glass, so I've got over there. Oops. That shouldn't really matter. Like, I don't need to filter this. Because it's got nothing else to do than place glass. Oh. Well, so much about a hole. Oh, plenty. Plenty. Apologies. Well then. You know, I've been reading a bunch of mangas, which some of them about like basically games for author would one like to play, and some of them about games that anybody would like to play, but are completely impossible. And some of them are about games because the author didn't know how to make a high stakes story and just wanted a fantasy world to place the character in. It's like, so like Sword and Loin. Let's start with that one. That story is about a game that I don't think the author would like to play a death game, but I'm pretty sure the Soul Dive VR fantasy combat thing, that's pretty neat. And that's probably a desire of the author. And what's it called? That game with the bird head, where the guy is literally just playing a full life VR game and there's no death game. That seems pretty neat. But a lot of these games have this thing where the main character somehow has to get power beyond others. And a real common way of doing that, for some reason, is quests that can only be done exactly once. And that just doesn't seem right. Say what you will about game devs doing weird things. Aside from some weird crypto bullshit, I cannot imagine like having content that for years and possibly even decades goes unnoticed in your game in case some specific random main character guy finds it and uses it. And they don't expect a main character, they expect also like some random speedrunner or maybe streamer to find it or just a random person. And it's just like the one of the big ones I really enjoy is The Sculptor. It's a story about a guy who what he does is he basically builds up accounts for others to buy, and that's his whole income. And because these games are so incredibly advanced, the price for these accounts can go incredibly high. So he can just afford whatever he wants from just doing that. And somehow it's like I think he's forced into some kind of debt that he has to take on. And because of that, he's gonna try something really big to try and getting that money that he needs. And what happens to him is he finds out about a completely hidden class just by pure luck. And that's sculptor, like making sculptures, figurines, statues, that kind of thing. And the whole story is about how he like follows this quest line, which specifically for this one class, which to this point, and as far as I've read so far, continuing from that point, nobody else has found. I can't even remember if it's like exclusive to the first discoverer, but even if not, incredible amounts of content are completely hidden from literally everybody else, aside from the first one who discovers it. I mean, entire storylines, big rewards, all sorts of stuff. And that's just insane. If you tell me that's the selling point of your game, you're trying to sell to the wrong person. I'm gonna say that much. Like, I'm not buying that. I'm maybe pirating it to see if I can figure out a way or two of getting completely around that system and skipping it. And if not, I'm not buying that. You know? Because if you really have to rush the game to get stuff, at least make it a battle pass and be honest about it. Right? Because you know, there's no point in playing a game when the game makes it a job to find all the content. Like a big, you know, or no free handouts or something or whatever, but like my god, it's a game. If there's any point, if there's any place where there should be free handouts, it's in gaming. Like, second only to libraries. And you know, that's lending. Okay, now, next step. How do I drain this thing? Where to? Best idea, through the top. Just a copper pipe. And having it run constantly. I could also run it into that. Yeah, I think that's actually more economic, let's call it. Like, this is also gonna make it vanish. It's a little trickery. And in the grand scheme of things, the amount of water in this is not gonna matter. In this dome, I mean. So I can just, without having any qualms about it being cheating, have it vanish. Oh my god. Okay, so yep, that's working. Is it pumping away the water now? I think there's a glitch in this version of all the things combined that needs this to work. Like for this specific scenario. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Hmm. Stretch. Okay. Why are we reading a little? My sense of time is completely fucked. Wait, that should probably be about... Oh, my sense of time is perfect. This is about the time I had figured I would start running out of oxygen. But I didn't. Oh, I can start placing around pumpkins. These have just been indispensable in the beginning of the game. Because I didn't need to worry about them breaking on the water. I do plan at some point switching over to electricity. I do still yearn for a mod which allows wide ranges of light without completely fucking up stuff. Okay. Let's check in on my new and improved steam engine system. Looking good. Oh yeah. Oh God. And I removed this, by the way. The reason I have not fixed this up, even though this one doesn't run. And I will remove this one starts melting. So I have just left it where it is. Okay, I think it's gonna be it for today. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Yeah, it was pretty nice.